Greetings and salutations, guys. Look behind me. There's no Rickroll. It's not there. This is the actual Bees Knees Match Play Invitational Reveal. How's everybody doing? Diesel Mechanic, by the way, thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're ready for a fun time. You can see all the hype in the chat right now. I can't even say hi to everybody. Hab, Bulldog, Pat, Narwhal, Mrs. Killer Bees, even though she's right next to me. Bulldog, Matafaka, Chinatown. What's going on? Tab, all the emo tab, all of them. All of them. Bri, I see you. Underground Sports, what's going on? Tour Pro, Nikki Sixer, Samo Man, Pistol Pete, you guys showed up in droves tonight. As you can see, I'm not alone in the booth tonight. We got our man Lextron right there. You see him.
How you guys doing, everybody? Thanks for having me on today, Beaz.
Yeah, of course. Couldn't do it without you. And our man Jives is here. What's going on? You can see you see his little icon there. You see it? Right over there?
Glad to be here.
This way?
No face, but hey, I'm still here. I'm always going to be here in spirit. So
I appreciate that.
Love to be here and love to talk about this.
I know you guys have been looking forward to this. We've been looking forward to it for sure. We looked forward to it so much that we even rickrolled you a little bit earlier today. Sorry.
No, you're not.
She's right.
Beautiful.
She's right. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I laughed for a very long time about it, so I'm actually pretty excited about it. Sorry, Ryan. That was harsh. I know. It wasn't the nicest thing in the world, but we did it. We
executed to perfection.
Yeah.
It was a collaborative effort.
Yeah, it was.
Took like over an hour to figure out exactly how to do it.
We had some trouble getting the GIF into the Excel file, but we got it there, and then when we did it, beautiful. It was worth every second of it. Every second.
Agreed.
Sam, man, got you so good. We got everybody with that one, I think. So, as you guys can see up behind me, it's a little small right now. It'll be bigger by the time we start going into it. All the spots have a little picture over the top of it, and right behind it are the names. So, who's ready out there? Who is prepared? Because
Count me in.
I know it. Let's see if this is right. We won't make you guys wait any longer out here. That wouldn't be very nice of us now, would it? All right. So we're going to zoom on in here. Real nice and close. But we're going to go over to the Xbox region first. There it is. You guys can see it on the screen. Y'all ready? Underground. Time to find your road, huh? Well, let's see who we can find here in the one seed. It's not going away. Hold on. But I can't see it. Technical difficulties.
Wow.
But you can see at the top who it is. Yeah. There it is. Mr. Moore. Hey, F you, buddy. I haven't seen him in the chat yet, but he is the one seed. Coming in the Xbox region. Playing against the 16 seed. Mrs. Killer Beaz is on the job. Bri, 8771. The nice 116 match. Now, you guys remember the first, or the second, I guess, Beaz Knees Match Play Invitational. We had a 16 seed make it to the Fab 4. Can Bri be that guy? What do you guys think? Lex?
Yeah. Dark Sonoda was a legend. I don't think we're ever going to forget him. Mm-hmm.
Never, ever.
And if anyone out there doesn't know it now, that Dark Sonoda, he is in Plat now. He's gone all the way up to Plat with the recent promotion events. So you never know what a 16 seed can do.
This game is far better than the 16 seed he received in the first event, in the event, and he proved it pretty quick as he started running through that region. We miss you out here, Sonoda. We'll see you next time, buddy. But this is going to be a fun matchup in the Xbox region. I see Bry. I know he's been ready to play for a while. He's been looking forward to it. And Mr. Moore been hot lately. Been really hot lately. Can he make it to the Fab Four? We can only find out. And next, we have the 8 seed, JMU Kid 30. So a little bit of knowledge you guys may not know about JMU Kid 30. He is actually one of my best friends, like best man at my wedding, best friends. So yeah, known him since I was 5. So I know all about his game. I know what he can offer. So I know that his seeding is correct. You guys may not know, but I know. And against the 9 seed, wait for it, Mrs. Killabees is slacking on her job. Orange Aggie. It's going to be a tough matchup. These two are both really good. And if you can look at just the stats, and you guys can see, when you guys get this sheet, you'll see at the bottom of roster. So you can look at the people's WGR and stuff like that and what tour they're on as well when we go through this. But these guys are really tightly matched.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to call one thing to attention with this.
Yes.
If anyone remembers, Orange Aggie was the opponent for MT Donald in the very first match that either of them were in the first Beaz Knees, and it was a very close match. And MT Donald wound up winning the entire thing.
That's right.
That shows you how deep this Xbox region is. That someone of that skill can go all the way down to a 9 seed.
Agreed in full.
I mean, I think that it's crazy. It's not even just the Xbox region. Every region has amazing players out there. It's going to be so tough to get out of any region for any player. Anybody can lose at any time. I don't think anybody has zero chance. I don't think that's true for anybody, honestly.
I think one of the biggest things you're going to find when you look at the rosters from previous Beaz Knees Invitationals to now is just how many flights higher a lot of the players have found themselves on the TGC tours between then and now. There's so much improvement going on from a lot of the players that we saw enter the field.
That's very true. I mean, some of the people have started like in the low CCs earlier on, and now they're into pro tours, or it's hard to say who's going to come up next. And a lot of people, and then in the last event, like you saw, we saw people that came from low tours go a long way, and then now they've moved up tours in TGC. So this could be the same way. So anybody in the lower tours still has a great chance.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think Mr. Killabees is ready on the job. For the next one, the 5 seed, B-Cat Fan Games is coming up against the 12 seed, Samo Man. As you guys know, as in every March Madness style event, there is a 12 over a 5 upset. Could this be that one? I don't know. What do you think, Lex?
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten to watch a lot of Samo Man over the past month or so, as I've gotten to be more aware of his channel, and that's another thing that I'm a huge fan of. A part of this tournament is we get the chance to see a lot of channels that we maybe weren't aware of before,
Sure.
because everybody gets their chance to shine in a setting like this. And from what I see in Samo Man, I see a guy that could come out there with some fire, pull out an upset. You see him get overly upset with shots that don't go his way. And so when you see that kind of grit, you see that kind of willingness to see your own mistakes, get upset with them, try to improve on them, those are the kind of guys that you think might pull off upsets.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So much of the time with this game, whenever someone is unhappy with their own play, it's not because they're getting frustrated or they are getting angry at the game. It's because they know they can do better. So seeing that is a sign, or it can be a sign, that there's plenty of potential there to put together a really deep run.
And like we've always said, I mean, regardless of the seed, it doesn't really matter. At this point, when you get into a one round match play, literally anything can happen. Sorry, we got a dog running around upstairs doing something, trying to figure it out. We're good here, though. We're good. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to that matchup. Can't wait to see who comes out of that region. Or that matchup, excuse me, not the region. I am worried about that, too, though. Obviously, being an Xbox person, my heart is here. Yeah, going on to the next one. We have The 4 seed, Me Champ 4. If you guys remember, he was in the last one. He played on PlayStation, but he's coming back to his home on Xbox where he started. And he's a 4 seed going up against the 13 seed, Platypus Brig. Now, we remember, I believe, Me Champ in the first of his live matchups got beat pretty handily. So I know he's going to be looking for a comeback here, but he's got no easy matchup, I don't think.
No, but I got to see firsthand in the Beaz Knees Invitational 1 just how good Me Champ 4 is. He took me out in, I believe it was round 1. We both posted -12 or -13, and it was a dogfight the whole way. I thought it would be enough. The scorecard playoff said otherwise. I think Me Champ could be I think he could be a tough out here.
Yeah, it's a dangerous 4 seed.
Mm-hmm.
I was thirsty, sorry. So yeah, we'll definitely see what that one turns out. But I think that you got to be careful. If somebody coming out of that match is going to be tough to beat in the next round, no matter who comes out. So that'll be a fun one to see.
Mm-hmm.
And
Looking forward to it. Hopefully he's got enough controllers.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are no issues this time.
I know he had some extra Xbox controllers, so hopefully he held on to those just in case.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next matchup in the Xbox region. We have the 6 seed, Brother Kills. This is one of the people that we were talking about that came up from, I think he was like CCE or F maybe even, and has moved all the way up now to
CCH in the Beaz Knees 2.
CCH. There you go, yeah. And he's moved all the way up now. I guess not all the way. He's not quite on plat yet, but he's moving. He's trending that direction pretty quickly. And he's playing against the 11 seed, Hey Dog 0016. I think that a matchup like this, where you're shooting up the leaderboards in the TGC tier, you keep moving further up. I think you can get really confident. You just feel so good about your game that you're gonna be tough to beat. That being said, going to get somebody like Hey Dog, he can stop you dead in your tracks.
Absolutely, both of them put in a lot of hours.
Yep.
You see the physical proof that Brother Kills is improving. He's all the way up to kinetic now. Mm-hmm. But with the amount of hours that Hey Dog puts into the game, I don't see why this isn't a close match the whole time.
Yeah, and with someone who's increasing so quickly, a lot of it has to do with confidence, as you said. You have to be in the right mindset whenever your game is just on the verge of getting to where it needs to be for the Pro Tours, because you can find yourself hitting a wall if you aren't careful. And someone like Brother Kills and like Sonoda or previously Kara as well, who we'll get to later, have gone a very long way up the tours in a very short amount of time, and that can prove that they have the confidence to get into the right mentality for a one-off competition like this, or it's one round, best one moves on.
It's going to be one of those matches where I think you don't have any time to lose holes. You can't have too many bad holes against these guys, or they'll make you pay quick.
You're not wrong. As you start to get to these more tighter seedings, the 6 versus 11s and so forth, it becomes just a coin flip because there's so much talent in the field.
Yeah, it's very generally just a toss-up at this point, and that's what makes it fun. But even if you get, and the thing is about those close matches that we'll inevitably see in the beginning matches, when you win a close match like that, it can build your confidence enough so when you go to the next round, you feel like almost you have nothing to lose because you had that showing already. Like you had your animosity, you kind of pushed through that, and you can kind of play a little bit more free, where the other player might be tight, and that's why those, like the 1-8 matchups or something like that might be a lot tighter than we may think.
Yeah, you saw that cat jamming power that McGregor had last time.
Oh yeah,
he beat Colby with some good play first round, and then he just kept on going until he got to Pollock, which, I mean, that's more of a compliment to Pollock how that match went than detriment to McGregor.
That steaming buzzsaw that is Pollock, yes.
Yep. A tough out.
Yeah, oh yeah, a tough one. All right, moving on to the next one. We are getting number 3 seed, PBOC's Only Those Positive Vibes here, going against the 14 seed, Riggsy 10. PBO has been on an absolute tear lately, I know, because I'm in most of the societies he's in on Xbox, and he's a tough one to beat, and most of the time, I don't. So, I know what kind of tear he's been on lately, but that doesn't mean that Riggsy has no shot, by no means.
Yep, Beaz is another guy who Beaz Knees 2. You're looking at CCC. Now we're here at the Beaz Knees 3, and he's in what now? Elite? Yes, Elite.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
So shooting all the way up the TGC flights in such a short time period, you got to think he's seated proper at a 3. You got to think he's the favorite here. But as you say, match play, 1 round.
That's right.
Yep. And I was with him in last week's Elite event out at Lambeth Walk. He posted a 57 in round 3, and round 3 at that course was not an easy round.
Mm-hmm.
I think that 57 was tied for the low mark on Elite on that round. So that can show you just how low he can go. That he sets the low mark for an Elite tournament.
Pretty
Absolutely.
crazy. How low can you go? That's what it's all about.
Indeed. But just across 1 round, and that's where...
Yeah. You just get the 18 holes. Maybe a
Yep.
couple extra, depending on how the match goes. That's about it.
Right.
Moving on, we have the 7 seed, B-Mel's 33, going up against the 10 seed, Pistol Pete. Like we were just talking about, these close matchups in seeding are probably going to be even closer matches in the actual round. I mean, you're going to see some extra holes in these matches, and I would be not surprised by any stretch of the imagination if this was one of those matchups.
Yep. Pretty much every single bracket we go to, once you get to the 7, 10s, the 8, 9s, it's those are the nail biters. Those are the popcorn grabbers. Those are edge of the seat, probably going to the 18th hole kind of rounds of golf that we're going to see.
Oh, and a couple people in chat are noting that this is a rematch from last Beaz Knees.
Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh.
Which I didn't even realize.
I didn't notice that either. That did not come up in discussion. But it works.
Well, looks like they're gonna know each other from before.
Yeah.
And wasn't it Pete who won last time?
Yes.
Checking it out. There it is. Pistol Pete 2 up.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were the 4 and the 13.
So this can definitely be a grudge match for B-Mel's trying to get one back.
Yep. He lost as the high seed. It's time for revenge.
You gotta like seeing a rematch. You gotta like having that chance for redemption.
Yeah, and there's Pistol Pete, who's probably feeling slighted that he's not ahead of B-Mel's because he won the last match that they played. So it's definitely going to be competitive fire going from both sides of the table, I'm sure.
Exactly. I like it. Can't wait to see that one. Going on to the last matchup in the Xbox region, we have the 2 seed, the MT Donald 19, the inaugural winner of the Beaz Knees Match Play Invitational, going up against the 15 seed, Jeb. I've been waiting to say that like that. I'm sorry. It's going down. That's going to be a fun matchup. Obviously, the MT Donald's incredibly strong. If he has his putting on like he had in the first Beaz Knees Match Play Invitational, he's almost impossible to beat.
Yep. Agreed. We already had this. Jeb is Fat Lip, correct? Who had to play a play-in match to get where he is right now.
That is correct.
So he's already, it's 2 sides of the coin. He's got some competitive action under his belt over just the last couple of days now, but he also could be already feeling some mental grind from already having to compete in a tournament. So interesting to see what he can bring.
And the first round, or well, not yet the first round, the play-in course was not an easy course.
No.
So to put up any round that's good enough to get yourself out of that play-in match, doesn't matter what the score is, you beat the person you needed to beat.
100% correct.
So
that is your Xbox region, guys. It's going to be a tough one. You guys can put in the chat as we move on to the next one. Who do you think's going to come out of the Xbox region? Just saying. We'll see what happens.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening.
Oh, we got more people coming in. More people want to see the reveal. And we have space for everybody. Thank you, Widow, for that raid. I appreciate it. Come on in. All right. We're going to the PlayStation region, people. PlayStation. And in the PlayStation region, the 1 seed.
I wonder who it could be.
A surprise move here. No, I was kidding. Sloaner comes in as the number 1 seed in this region, the number 1 player on the TGC tours, and it's not really all that close. Going up against going up against the 16 seed. Arkid, the 16 seed, has the unenviable task of going up against Sloaner in round 1.
Yeah, it's going to be tough going up against the GOAT, the greatest to do it. Best of luck, our kid. Godspeed.
Godspeed. But if you manage to do it, it'll be easily the biggest upset we've ever seen here.
You would
by
go.
a long shot.
Our kid would go down in history, in the history of history. It'd probably be the biggest upset in sports. If I can really, I can't really think of a bigger one right off the top of my head.
Write it into ESPN.
Yeah. I will send in an email with the VOD immediately to ESPN if it happens. It's going. That's right, Phil Hen. Maybe bigger than UMBC or UVA. Maybe. It could be.
Yep.
Going on to the next matchup, we're going to the 8 seed. Excuse me. Braydenoa, if you will, against the 9 seed, Golf Griffin. I mean, there's not a lot that really needs to be said about these 8-9 matchups. If I had to make a pick, I wouldn't want to do it. I can't even do it. Both these guys are just solid. I mean, either one that comes out of that matchup is going to be a tough matchup in the next round. So, I mean, hopefully they don't beat each other up too much in this matchup.
Yeah, because they got to potentially face Sloaner. So they're going to have to try to save some breath.
Yep. Well, whoever gets there is going to be coming right off of a tight match, I bet. So it'll be deserved to get to that point.
And that could build some confidence for him, though. I mean, I think that having that chance to win a close match might take some of the pressure off. And the thing is, anybody that goes up against Sloaner is not really going to have any pressure on them because obviously nobody really expects you to win. So you can just play free, go for everything, and see what happens.
Precisely. Fire at every flagstick when you're playing Sloaner. Nothing to lose.
Because you're going to have to.
Exactly. No choice, or you will lose.
Going on to the next matchup in this region, we have the 5 seed, Pat, new 2016. Another great player going up against the 12 seed, House, 77. 5-12. Is this the 5-12 matchup that gets the upset? What do we see there?
I see a Pat that has brought himself up to now. Is this platinum? Do we have a platinum 5 seed in the PlayStation region?
I'm pretty sure.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
We sure do.
So my money's, probably not on the upset on this one. I doubt every 12 can beat every 5, or else everybody's bracket would be busted on day 1. I stick strong with Pat here, but you just never know. As we said a few times already tonight, and in the previous tournaments, it's just one round of golf.
Yep, and to tell of just how incredibly deep our rosters are this time around. That 12 seed is a Kinetic player. That's a Pro Tour player right there, and he's all the way down at 12 seed.
Yeah, it's just the whole field stacked.
And knowing what we know about the course for round 1, which you guys will know here at the end of the reveal, you gotta be able to hit solid shots. If you start getting a little bit offline and start losing some tempo or pushing or pulling the ball, you can get in some trouble pretty quickly. So
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Throw your tour out the window.
yeah,
Once you miss a couple
Yeah,
fairways.
it's a precision course out there. Knowing it and having played it a lot, very good course as well. It is something that you absolutely have to make sure you hit fairways and greens, because that's the key to beating that course. You're not going to scramble your way around and hope to win a match play.
not against this competition. Not against this competition.
No way.
It is not winged foot Pollock. Sorry. Going on to the next matchup.
It is also not I'm sad.
No, it's not. I'm sad. We got the 4 seed Gooner 10 going against the 13 seed Tour Pro 13. This is going to be a fun matchup. Two people that know each other very well. I am looking forward to this match. What do you guys think about it?
Match made in heaven. Wish we could have seen it sooner. Gooner's been on top of his game, Platinum Tour player. I, again, expect to see him victorious, but Tour Pro's, the energy he brings every time he plays golf, if things start going his way, the birdies will continue to pile up. So,
And we're getting intel that this is a rematch from the first.
that's right. It did go back to the first.
Yeah.
I only have back to the second on my sheet here.
Glad that we have people in the chat constantly reminding us
Yeah,
that
they know.
there's no way
We should put them in,
all of that.
get them in the booth. Chad is always right.
That's what we got the chat for, man. They know just as well as we do.
Yep.
All right, going into the next matchup, we have the 6th seed Bulldog 00072 going against the 11th seed Nikki Sixer. That's going to be a fun matchup. Both these guys are really solid, and the fact that Nikki Sixer is an 11th seed is just what you were talking about. We have so many solid players in this region that you don't have an easy match.
Not one. Bulldog's another guy that started in the mid to lower CCs, and every time you tune in, he says, "Thanks for tuning in. I don't know why you want to watch anybody suck." And I say, "You don't suck." And then he continues to rise the ranks, and over and over and over again, we find him in elite. You never know. Again, one round of golf, but I think we might like Bulldog here, properly seated at the 6th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've had the pleasure of playing with Bulldog a couple times on B-Dog streams whenever we've been able to get those organized. And it's always great to see him play because he's very much someone who can get quite a few birdies on a given course on a given round. We love to see it, and he can be a very strong 6 moving forward.
And I think
as long as he avoids 5-foot putts.
Yeah. Gonna have to knock some of those down in this course, though. You're going to have them.
Mm-hmm. To win any match play, really.
True. Going to the next matchup, we have the 3 seed. Why so serious? Such a strong competitor in the Beaz Knees Match Play Invitational 2. Going against the 14 seed, USN TV. This will be a fun matchup. I know that, and we've talked about the people getting better. We've seen USN over the past month or so really step his game up a bit. Hopefully he can keep that momentum going because he's going to need it going up against that powerhouse that's Why So Serious.
Yeah, Why So Serious was just flat out dominant, just about as much so as Pollock last time around.
Yeah.
Got all the way to the finals, and he had an off day, but he was still grinding to try to keep pace with Pollock, and for all intents and purposes, he at least made it competitive both times.
Absolutely.
And that was against Pollock at his best. So that's the quality of player that we have as a 3 seed here.
Yeah, looking at the Beaz Knees Match Play Invitational 2, only one of his matches before the Fab Four lasted to the 18th hole. We had an 8 and 6 in the opening round. Just some dominant play from Why So Serious, but USN has the power of the Cone Crushers behind him. And don't underestimate your extra caddy out there. Let's just put it that way. That's a powerful group of people that support USN, and it could bring some birdies.
I think that's a good point. I think that in these matches like that, there's so much tension, so much high anxiety. To have that chat there and have those people behind you cheering you on, keeping you going. While it can be a little nerve wracking having that many people, it also is a lot of energy coming your way and makes you feel a little bit better that you had that support when you're playing these tight matches. So that is a factor to take into account, and I think it could play a pretty big role.
And he's used to having a lot of people around. He's used to the limelight, so he can very easily shock some people with some good play.
I agree.
Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Going on to the next matchup, we have the 7 seed, our man Crunchy Pie, going against the 10 seed, Spartan Dog. I mean, you guys see the time and effort that Crunchy puts into the game. I mean, you can see him out there. He's out there giving tips to other people, trying to help people to get better. But that's because he has such a big game himself. And Spartan Dog is just solid. Like he's not gonna let you beat him. He's gonna make you take it. He's gonna make you earn it. So that's gonna be a tough matchup. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
It's tough because Spartan Dog is like the ace master, and the last I checked, you can't score less than a 1 on a hole.
Right.
So if Spartan Dog can get his aces kicking, it's going to be tough for Crunchy to keep up. But that said, Crunchy, every time you turn on Twitch, you see him out there grinding PGA, along with his buddies Braden and Crimp. So there's going to be a lot of players from the PlayStation bracket that have put in a lot of time, and I'm really curious to see who's really at the. It's almost like a football match where it's so tight down to the end, and you say whoever had the ball last was probably going to win.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like that's how a lot of the PlayStation bracket is going to be.
Mm-hmm. And I remember the very first time I was talking with Crunchy, which was when he was asking me about help with some putting during the TGC Tours qualifying all the way back at Evangelist. Thank God that's over.
Yes.
But he was willing to put in the time to have an hour and a half dedicated to listening to me talking about what to do around that course and around the greens there. And he took that and he played well enough to get a card right off the bat. And that was not a given considering where he was after Whiskey. He had 2 really poor rounds to start at Whiskey, but he battled back the remaining 6 rounds, got himself a card, and he's only gotten higher and higher up the ladder since.
You can't. I mean, there's no better teacher than just putting the reps in, putting the time in. You can't simulate that. You just have to do it. It takes the time, and as you've seen, he's willing to put it in. So that's going to make that match fun.
Mm-hmm.
In the last matchup in the PlayStation region, we have the 2 seed, Rundown Man 6, an amazing platinum player. Going to be tough for anybody to beat, but the man that has the task of trying to beat him is the 15 seed, Ocean Tombs. This man knows about being in this position. So we know in the last Beaz Knees Match Play Invitational, Ocean Tombs had a big lead going into the last few holes and wasn't able to pull it out, but he knows how to get to that point. And I think if he has that kind of lead again, he's not going to let it go.
Nope. He placed him right back in the same spot, the 15 seed of the PlayStation bracket. So I think memory is not too poor for Ocean Tombs. He remembers exactly what happened. He sees himself in the same spot, and he knows he can't let the blow-up happen again. Quit dancing, OT. Get out there. Get this done.
As you can see in the chat, Ocean Tomb said, lay off the tequila, step 1. He's already got a plan in place. It changes everything. I am looking forward to this region. This region is going to be a tough one. I mean, obviously, you got the number 1 player in the world in that region, but just because you're the number 1 player in the world does not necessarily mean you get to come out and just cruise to a victory. So who?
Last I checked, Tiger didn't win every Accenture match play or whatever they called it back in the day. I guess it's now the Dell or I don't know.
Yeah, the Dell.
Yeah. Times change, but the match play, Tiger won them all when he was number 1 in the world. That's the point.
You just got 1 round. Anything could happen in 1 round. I say it, and I mean it. Next, we will go to the PC region. We'll go ahead and say
near and dear to both of us.
Yes.
Both me and Lextron.
My folks here in the booth are looking forward to this one. Let me go ahead and say, let me go ahead and, oh yeah, let me scoot these over. Yeah, let me do that. Good call. So you guys can see us one a little better. Let's just scoot us. Yep. There you go. Let me go ahead and tell you guys, just so you guys are aware, that obviously I did have help making the seating, but I did not get any input from Lex and Jives in the PC region because that's obviously a little bit of conflict of interest. So just want to make sure you guys were aware that we're not cheating you here at all. But let's get started here, shall we? The 1 seed in the PC region is probably not a surprise. Steaming Pollock comes in at the 1 seed against the 16 seed.
I didn't type this.
Hold on a second. Give me a second. Gotta fix these mistakes.
The tournament committee failed at proofreading.
Right?
Wow.
So the 16 seed in the play.
So our kid has to play both Sloan and Pollock. I don't want to be him.
So let's go back over here for a second, guys, to the PlayStation region. That's where the mistake was made. Crimp, you get the fun of playing Sloaner. Crimp, you get it. Luckily, we can make these changes on the fly because that's what we do here. Embarrassing. However,
We get all the Crip supporters chat.
Yeah.
Crimp, I'm sorry, Crimp.
You got it, Crip.
I'm sorry, Crimp. I'm so sorry. I know you. I know what I did to you. That false hope. But in the PC region, our kid's going up against Steaming Pollock. So it's going to be tough.
A half an hour ago, our kid, Godspeed.
Yeah.
Instead of Sloaner, you get the tournament champion, Steaming Pollock. As long as he can make his putts, my money's gone Pollock till the end of the tournament.
Yeah, and doesn't have blow up rounds where he hits to 15 feet instead of 10 feet on every approach.
Oh man. All right, going on to the 8 seed. We have Ginger Mane. Obviously an amazing player. I think he was a 5 seed last year on the Xbox. In the last, I keep saying year, but it really wasn't a year. It's the last month.
Right. Sounds cool. Though.
Yeah, going against the 9 seed. Mayor.
He was a 5.
The Mayor. Yeah, he was a 5. Yeah, Mayor the Mayor. That's going to be a fun matchup. I can't wait to see what Mayor has in store for us, trying to get us hyped and get ready for it. But he's got a tough matchup against Ginger Mane.
Absolutely. Ginger Mane's another one of the guys that likes to put in the hours. He's recently new to Platinum. He's asking me if I want to practice the Platinum course ahead of time. He's grinding. He's chomping at the bit. He wants to play better golf. Mayor, despite being maybe having emotional swings that you find in golf, I don't really know that his game has really gotten any worse. He took a break from the game because he thought he was playing worse, but I didn't really see it. So what I still see here are 2 really great golfers. That's why they're paired right next to each other at 8 and 9, and I think it's going to be a really good match.
Crunchy. I thought he uninstalled. No. He signed up. He's here. He's ready to go. He's just saving it. He's just saving it. It's going to be a fun one.
One of the hidden gems of this matchup is there's a possibility that Mayor could get his crack at Pollock, which is his second mental Achilles heel. And if you get Ginger Mane, he's going to be coming for that Texas pride.
I thought God was speaking to me. He just came out of nowhere.
Right?
Bipolar bear. I was wondering, he's a little busy. It's a little busy, but he's back.
Tammy, how's it going?
My voice just got deeper and more bassy at the drop of a hat.
It's a new pop filter. I love it.
That's how it goes.
Yeah,
all right.
As long as that means that I still get my chance at Pollock later on, I'm happy with it.
There you go. We'll see. We'll see. Cammy, how's it going? Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. In the next matchup, we have the five seed, in fact, Hemo, going up against the 12 seed, the cat jamming master himself, McGregor TV. What a matchup we have here. When we were talking about the PC region, we called it Murderer's Row because there's just so many good players. And this matchup is going to be one of the best, I believe.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If McGregor can go as far as he did, and he's still that is that a low or a high seed? Technically,
I think it's
he's where he is in the seeding.
I think it's a low seed.
Yeah,
technically.
it's pretty low.
Yeah.
There are so many good players here in PC, and we keep saying this, but there's so much depth in this that there are legitimately 30 or 40 players that if they keep their game going, they could take it all the way. And everyone else can make deep runs and can get some really good confidence and just like know how they're playing and what they need to do to get better. This is a wonderful place to be for anyone who wants to play.
A lot of people might be shocked that Mac drops all the way down to a 12, but everyone in here's mentioned that just how stacked the PC was, and until Mac goes out and buys himself a new controller, we need to make sure he can prove it.
Yeah, he's going through a different controller, and he's been struggling with the putting on it, which it's a new feel, and putting has so much to do with how the stick feels under your thumb.
Agreed. When there's no confidence in putting in this game, I feel like it just all goes south because you can't make birdies when you can't putt.
But there's something to be said that speaks to the fact when you show up in big matches, you can't teach that. And as we saw in the last Beaz Match Play Invitational, big match after big match after big match, when the lights were brightest, McGregor showed up, and you just can't discount that.
It was almost lost with Sonoda doing the same thing and more from the 16 position.
Exactly.
But McGregor won all of those matches against great players as a 14 seed.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that matchup. I am looking forward to it.
Same.
Going in.
Sonoda does not want this Mac negativity out of you.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
It's okay. Once I get to Sonoda's, Sonoda didn't care.
Oh, that's a low blow.
Oh no. Oh no. Let's just move on to the next matchup. In the next matchup, we have the 4 seed, our friend in the booth, Lextron, going up against the 13 seed, Steel Vike 26. I mean, I don't know about this guy, Lextron. I like him all right, but no, obviously, obviously one of the best players in the tournament, and he's a 4 seed. It's going to be a tough matchup, but that says nothing because Steel Vike is also an amazing player. The whole PC region is just stacked with great players.
It's going to be hard to even call anyone losing to a lower seed an upset here because there's hardly anyone who, when their game is on and their opponent isn't quite there, can easily take 2 or 3 holes and just build a lead and keep it. Everyone is at that level in this region.
Yep.
I forget which society it was, but I saw a Steel Vike score this week up towards the top of the leaderboard. I had never specifically tried to, seek out his name before because I never had a mano match set up. But when I got my sneak peek of the bracket earlier, I saw one of his scores in the society again. I'm going to forget the score he shot and the society, but let me tell you that I was scared. So I'm not scared of this matchup already.
And Steel Vike started in Beer League, and he's already up into the high CCs, and he's averaging the low 60s.
Yep.
Which, again, that's insane that he ends up being a 13 seed. But again, that's how stacked the PC is.
Unbelievable. It really is. I would want to play in this region. Sorry, Lex. Sorry about that,
Can you
but
switch me out? I'm gonna go buy an Xbox real quick. I'm just kidding.
we got to
Xbox
redo the
guys.
whole thing. All right, moving on to the next matchup. Easy. Moving on to the next matchup, we have the 6th seed, Carrot Cake, going up against the 11th seed, McNibbles. I love the name McNibbles. I love it.
Great name.
I love it. We just saw McNibbles earlier try out his first stream. He's getting ready for the event. He's psyched up for it, and he's got a tough matchup against Kara, who's just been flying up the tours all the way to the top.
This is one of those where I'm going to pick McNibbles on name alone. I know Carrot Cake is playing lights out, but this is one of the ones where you're like, well, there's always that random upset that you just never saw coming. Well, I'm going to pick this one because the name McNibbles wins the tournament.
And I can tell you that at least for Kara, her ceiling is insane. She got something like an 18 under in one of the kinetic rounds or kinetic events recently. I want to say 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
First round or second, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the first round.
I think it was first. Yeah.
54 is a score that if you get it, you know you're there.
Yeah.
That's something that there's no chance you're going to get there just from fluking or from getting really lucky and getting some hole outs here and there. That's a score you have to earn.
Yes!
And that.
Yes!
Oh, hold on.
Agreeing full.
Yes! Yes!
Because you can pass that bit to me whenever you get a chance.
I got you.
McNibbles?
That's for you, Lextron. I'll send it on your way. Don't you worry.
And when we got into this range, that 6 through 11, the debates that we were having as to who went where and how we could do it, it was basically for Bulldog in the chat. We were throwing darts at trying to figure out who's hotter, who's been playing the most consistent. And any one of these matches, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Must see.
There was a lot of debate. We didn't always agree going, but we went back and forth on it. But we finally came to an agreement. But it took a while just because it's too talented. You can't go wrong is the good thing. We could put you guys almost anywhere in this bracket, and it won't be too wrong.
Yep. Especially when you look at those more middle seeds, it's got to the point where it's like, how can you rank these people?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Moving on to the next matchup. We have the 3 seed, our man in the booth, Jives, going up against the 14 seed, Elder Statesman, 51. I mean, Jives is just recently taking a little hiatus down to Elite just to refuel that fire a little bit. But it's going to be a tough out. He's feeling hungry after that last loss to Steven Pollock in the last one. I know he is.
He's been playing, some people say lights out golf, but I say light speed golf when I talk about Jives Nader. He's been working on his speed golf methods in this game. It's been interesting watching his scores his times get faster and faster on some of these courses. And I'm interested to see if when it comes back to the competitive mano-a-mano, can Jives bring it? Jives, can you bring it? You're in the call with us.
Probably.
All right.
And,
Listen to that confidence, people. Listen.
and well, I'm glad you didn't use lights out because that's been a bit of a sore subject for me the last week or so.
That's fair. Hopefully those lights stay on, Jives. That's what we're hoping for, man. Dark Snow is talking trash in the chat, just saying. He's just, I'm just
What
saying.
else is new?
Well, he's only talking. He should have gotten signed up if he wanted to play.
Man. Woo. It's rough out here tonight. All right. Moving on to the next matchup. We have the 7 seed Supreme Binks. Only the most supreme. Going against the 10 seed Seamount for life. You guys saw Seamount win on the last hole of his play-in match with a 15-foot putt to win the second tiebreaker. And now he has a horribly tough matchup against Supreme Binks. How do you guys see this one going?
Just like to say that before this week, I'm not sure how this week might be turning out for Supreme Binks, but when we were talking seedings for this tournament, I went back and looked, and Supreme Binks went bogey-free for his last 2 full tournaments in Elite.
Yep.
So what I'm seeing right now is a hot golfer. You wish you could see him higher than a 7 seed.
You wish, but it's just so hard with this region.
Absolutely.
And just to like put this out there, that putt that Seamount had, he had no idea that it was for his win.
Yep.
He didn't know where he was really with the match because it wasn't played live, but he's still as confident as he could be. He put it to where he thought it needed to go, hit it, drilled it dead center, and pretty much moved on with his day, not knowing that he had just gotten the tie with the match play and with the stroke play tiebreaker.
Yeah.
And with that birdie, he wins the last hole, which means that he wins the entire thing. So that putt is the biggest point of the tournament so far. And he pretty much just like approached it like every other putt that he's had. He knew that it could be big. He didn't know how big it was, and he still delivered.
Yeah. He had an idea, but he didn't know the brevity of the situation at the time. I was in the chat when he hit the putt, and I had to go back and count the scores right then. I was trying to let him know right there, and I had to count it a few times because I had to make sure that I got it right.
Don't want to pull a Steve Harvey now.
Yeah, right.
A big thing in that match, Binks rivals Nova in the speed that he plays. So keep an eye on how the tempo will affect Binks.
That is true. And I believe that Binks currently is on vacation. He'll be coming back pretty soon right before the first round. So you got to be careful. Make sure he's hasn't lost the touch. But when you're playing as well as he has, like you said, without a bogey in the past 2 events, I think he'll be okay.
Agreed. Be a great match.
Looking forward to it. In the final match in the PC region, we have the 2 seed, Narwhal. Our man Narwhal and his blessing over there going against the 15 seed, Rob Lobster, 43. We got some animals out there, some narwhals, some lobsters. Who's going to win?
Well, Rob begged you not to give him me.
He did. He did.
You appeased him, and now you get Narwhal, Rob. So, sorry.
Be careful what you ask for.
You did. I'm down to play some casual golf if you still want to.
If there's going to be one thing that we already know about this matchup, it's that Narwhal is going to need to bring his meme game immediately.
Get
Because
it
that's
started
step
early.
1 of the battle. And Rob Lobster, we all know that he is going to be there immediately.
Get it started.
With one of the underlying themes going through this is Narwhal is responsible for Stiff's exit. And we know that Rob is going to be ready to avenge his death.
Yes.
Yeah, Rob was not thrilled at the end of that last tournament. I can confirm there was some dirty language sent into my Discord inbox. So he's coming out swinging. Watch out, Narwhal.
For sure. Like we said, guys, this PC region is stacked from top to bottom. I can't wait to watch these matches out there.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, it's hard.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! Yes!
Thank you guys for the bits. Binks. 1,000 bits. Not necessary. Not necessary. Rob Lobster, the 100 bits weren't necessary. Mick Nibbles, I think that was you earlier with the bit. I'll send it over to Lextron. Don't you worry. He'll get his pay for this. Thank you guys. You don't have to do it. I really appreciate it though. All right, in the mixed region, here we are, guys. The final region. We're going with the 1 seed. Maybe.
There we go.
Colpster, the 1 seed in the mixed region, going against the 16 seed Chinatown. Chinatown. This one is going to be a fun one. I think Chinatown is the only Xbox person in the mixed region.
I
So
believe that's accurate.
I think that's correct. So hold it down for us Xboxers, Chinatown. We believe in you. We do. But it's going to be a tough one going up against Colpster, the 1 seed.
If I'm not mistaken, Colpster was a first-round exit last time and is one of the best players in the world. You can be pretty certain he's not thrilled. He's probably going to practice a lot and be very prepared. So be careful, Chinatown. Godspeed, as I have said to each of the other 16 seeds.
Colpster just said in the chat, this is too much pressure. But his game is too strong for this to be too much pressure. He ran into a buzzsaw last time in McGregor, I believe. So that was a tough one to beat. So we'll see if he comes back from that.
Yep, and the good news for Colpster is that we don't have API ready to false positive him.
Truth.
And Colpster, if you've been in his streams, it still sits with him that he was 4 up through 5. He remembers that he had that before the Cat Jam Master caught fire.
Absolute fire.
And I can let you know he's coming out and he's going to make sure that he does not let any opportunity slip.
For sure. For sure. All right. Moving on to the 8th seed, we have Mr. Bendy Toes. Another great name, Mr. Bendy Toes, against the 9 seed.
Oh,
No.
there we go. Sorry.
Marinara Steve, be psych. So that's going to be a fun one. Mr. Bendy Toes is an amazing player. We already know it. And he's an 8 seed. Again, another stacked region. But that is not to say that B Psych does not have the game to beat him. It's going to be a tight match for sure.
Yep. B-Psych had our lowest score for any of the play-in matches.
Mm-hmm.
Got himself a 7 under on a very tough course.
Yeah, it's interesting with the play-in matches. You don't know. I have a feeling with some of the play-in victors, they're going to come out playing even better and stronger. You know, this is a walk in the park. I just did this a few days ago. And then there's going to be some others that are already feeling the mental grind, and it's going to be tough for them. Now, I don't personally know a lot of these people, and so I don't know what goes on inside their head, but I have a feeling of some of these play-in matches, or the people that won them, I have a feeling their play may be affected going forward for maybe the better or the worse.
And I know one of the things that you're going to hear throughout a lot of the early streams, and you're going to hear the first, the second, the third hole, is why am I nervous? Like that match play atmosphere, and Mr. Bendy Toes, newer to the game, can get down in those low 60s.
Yep.
And that's going to be key.
Yeah, I remember all the way back in the first one when I had my first live match against Mad Moose. The nerves were through the roof. I was having some jumpy swings. I was missing shots that I knew I should have gotten, and it's no joke. It's a completely different way to play this game, and it's not going to be easy to adjust if it's not something you're used to.
Mr. Bentos said, "My toes are bendy."
Mm-hmm.
You got that going for him.
That checks out.
Sounds good. Going on to the next matchup, we have the 5 seed Phil Hen, 27, going up against the 12 seed Mav Hockey. 2 really, really good players here. Phil Hen has been hot. I've seen him lately play. I've seen some of his scores. He's going to be a tough one to beat.
Yep, he's another fast mover. We're looking at, he was a CCA player when this tournament was running last time, and now he's a platinum player. So he zoomed right up, said goodbye to the Kinetic Tour, said goodbye to the Elite Tour. Platinum player, 5 seed. It's a stacked field.
Mm-hmm. And last week, for anyone who didn't know this, he got the console win on the Elite tournament. He got 49 under on that course, which that is no small feat for any course, really,
Yeah.
much less an Elite course.
Agreed.
And the man is averaging, not just getting down there. It's not the practice. We're not talking about 1 or 2. He is averaging a 64. That's why that's a tough draw.
And just a quick note, as you can see in the spreadsheet now, we're actually updating the consoles for the people in the mixed region, so you guys can be aware. But when you get this the link so you can have this bracket, you will see at the bottom there is a roster you can go look at as well. So just be aware of that.
Yeah, you can just see the tab for it by our Discord tab
right there
along the bottom.
Rookie bracket maker. Hey, easy. That's Mrs. Killer Beaz's bracket, Dark Snowda. You better be careful. She'll come for you.
Oh, man. Oh, Snowda.
She'll come for you. All right. Moving on to the next matchup. We have... Oh, I'm sorry. Mrs. Killer Bee is getting her words in the chat first before she's moving anything. Going on to the next matchup, we have the 4 seed, NJ Hokie 627, going against the 13 seed, Lucas Eat World. What do you guys see this matchup?
What do we got? We have the 4. If he's behind Phil, we've probably got a platinum player in NJ Hokie, do we not?
Correct.
Yes, that's right.
So, again, another bracket where we have overflow of platinum players into it. Likely going to be one of your tougher outs. I haven't gotten to see much of Lucas Eat World's game. If somebody else can speak to his powers, pump him up, get him ready to beat NJ Hokie.
I'm actually looking at it now. I think that NJ Hokie is elite, but
yeah, he's saying he's elite, but that's just a couple of hot weeks away from platinum.
Right.
Yeah, he's right under there, but because here's what I was looking at. So the peek behind the scenes of looking at a lot of the TGCs, I think NJ Hokie had one of the coolest graphs because his chart was basically 62, 63, 62, 63, 62.
Yep.
And it was just consistently low.
And that's exactly what you need in this event, is to go low every round, because you only get one round to do it.
Right.
See, you play in the tours, you can maybe get away with a 68, 69, something like that in an event and still finish relatively high. You do that out here against this competition, and you're out.
Yeah, so, even though I'm seeing it now here, we have Lucas at CCC, just because there's a gap in tour. You find yourself in some rough behind a tree, and all of a sudden you can throw the tour that you're on out the window.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun watching every single one of them, really.
And as you can see, some of these matchups are going to be able to be played live. There are a couple of them in the mixed region that are able to be played live, and this is one of them. So hopefully we can get that live match. I'm looking forward to it if it's able to happen. All right, moving on to the next matchup, we have the 6 seed, Dobie Diesel, going up against the 11 seed, Matafaka. I think Dobie has been kind of scarily hot. Not a lot of people are saying it, but I think that 6 seed is going to be a hot one in this tournament.
Another mover and a shaker, CCB up to elite now. Used to complain daily about his putting. Still does complain daily about his putting, but he makes a lot more of them now and has moved up to elite. And Dobie's a grinder, plays 5 days a week. So for now, my money's on Dobie, but I know Matt's out there playing a ton of golf himself. So another potential live matchup on deck, PlayStation. I think it should be a good one.
And I think that a lot of it depends on course, too, because, some people just like different courses better than others. So, obviously we know the course, but once these guys figure out the course, I'll be interested to see, because I know some guys play practice round and stuff. I'll try to see if I can catch a couple of them and see how they feel about the course itself, because it's not an easy one. And if you are having putting woes or anything like that, this course may take advantage of you a little bit.
And all Dobie did in his first elite showing was just throw 362s casually right out there. So, a way to adjust to the pressure.
Exactly. casually. I like it. I like it. All right. Going into the next matchup, we have the 3 seed, Slick Rick. Our man Slick going in against the 14 seed, Widow. Our man Widow. This is going to be a fun matchup. These guys are familiar with each other.
Very much so. It's names that I left out when I was talking about every time you turn on Crunchy Pie's channel and you see him playing with people like Crimp. You see Slick Rick and Widow out there grinding hours and hours with him, Crimp, Braden, all them guys. And when you play as many hours as these guys do, you're going to get better. And so we've seen Rick put himself on Platinum Tour. Widow's been grinding. I think it should be a good match.
And they know each other real well. No, they do.
They're
Go ahead.
They're apparently called the Braille brothers.
That's
I
true.
guess we're going to be seeing I guess we're seeing a Braille brawl coming up.
This is true. Brothers don't always shake hands.
Brothers got a hug.
Exactly. I guess they're not going to hug either this time.
That
We're going at it.
Yeah, that'll be a fun matchup. I know a lot of people will be looking forward to that one. And they both play on PlayStation, so obviously they can play it live, and I know it will be. So that'll be a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to say about a 0% chance that they choose to do that match not live.
Right. All right. Going into the next matchup, we have the 7 seed, Mad Moose, coming off his big win over Canuck in the play-in match against the 10 seed, Hab Guy. That's going to be a good match. They've both been playing well. Moose has that big victory against Canuck. I don't think he'll be worn out by it. I think he'll be kind of build his confidence there because he could have easily lost that match. He persevered. He hit a ball in the water in one of the extra holes and still tied the hole and was able to win. So I think it's going to give him some momentum going into the match against Hab.
Agreed. Hab, another guy that has moved himself up into the professional tours since the last time this tournament has ran. But then we got Moose coming off his victory. Like I said, some of these guys are going to take this next match as routine, walk in the park, just beat the last guy, let me beat the next guy. Is Moose going to be that guy? I don't know. It's pretty tight seating here.
And Moose has had 2 very, very tough outs in his first 2 Beaz Knees invitationals. So hopefully he's learned something from his opponents on how to approach these matches and how he needs to strategically think out his shots.
Yeah, but could you tell me, you remember who won against Moose in the previous tournament? Fair.
I think Jives knocked him out in the first, and I took him out in the second.
Gotcha. So we have his nemesis is on call right now.
You can hear him.
Tune it out, Moose.
We should have gotten him against Lextron so he could complete the broadcaster sweep.
Next tournament, I already guessed I know who I'm facing.
Yeah, you got it.
Yep.
All right, the last matchup, last but most certainly not least, we have the 2 seed in the mixed region. We have Gamer Ability. Yeah, going against the 15 seed, Ginger Sauce. 10-10. We've seen Gamer in the Beaz Knees Match Play Invitationals play his heart out. He's a tough out for anybody. I mean, he makes so many birdies that if you can't keep pace, you're down 4 or 5 within the first 9 holes without a chance of coming back.
And when he makes the birdie, he plays the song. And when he keeps making birdies, the birdie song never stops. And that might get in Ginger Sauce's head. So look out for the power of the birdie song.
And you can't even get mad at him because he's so nice.
Exactly.
Because as he's playing his birdie song, he's playing the birdie song for you as well.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. He plays it for everybody. So don't let him kill you with kindness. Let's just leave it at that. Well,
the amount of pain, the amount of pain that it put for someone on this call to write that he was dead to them. He didn't put his name in. I guess I'll reveal it was me. It felt so wrong knowing he's one of the most genuine people out of a genuine group of people. It's insane.
He can kill you with kindness, but his game is incredibly vicious. So if you get put up against him, you may shake his hand and give him a hug afterwards and feel real good about it, but you may have just lost 7-6. So you gotta watch out for him.
Well, this is a big old stacked bracket full of people.
It
Yep.
is. It is a stacked
I'm
bracket.
afraid. Are you guys afraid or are you ready?
There's nothing quite like knowing that if I get past my first round, I'll be guaranteed to be against a platinum player the second round. Nothing like it.
You gotta love it. There's so many good people in this bracket. I mean, it's inevitable. You're going to have a tough matchup. There's no way around it. Sorry, we had
We got it.
our power flickered here. Sorry, we didn't lose it though, which is lucky. I told you guys we're having an ice storm, but we did not lose it. It did flicker pretty hardcore. So I will go ahead and reveal to you guys now the course that you guys will be playing in round 1 and the conditions. I'll put it in the chat as well. But you're going to be playing at Avery Fields Golf Club. You guys have probably played it in a bunch of different societies. You've seen it. You know what to expect from it, but it's not easy. We're going to play the white tees. That was the back tees. And medium wind, medium north wind. And we're going to be playing all defaults, which is firm, fast there. So you guys can go ahead and get prepared for that. You guys can see it there in the chat.
Discord, right?
Yeah, and I'll put it in the Discord right after this stream is over. It'll be there. No worries there. We'll put the bracket there. We'll put a link for the bracket so you guys can view it. And also you'll be able to see the roster and in there and everything as well. So go ahead and get ready. Go on and start practicing because this course is not an easy one. I was a little bit nice that I did not put in high winds, but even without the high winds, this course is still very difficult.
Can we all get a thanks, Beaz, in the chat? Not only, like China says, for all this work, but the no high winds.
Chinatown, no worries, my man. Let's transition over to this and make us a little bigger here. Hold on a second. Hey, here we are. So, also, I told you guys that I would have more information about the prizes for the winner at this point. So, you know what? Actually, before that, sorry. Let's talk about the bracket challenge. Bipolar Bear, do you want to talk about that a little bit? Maybe kind of explain it.
So, a little bit later tonight, also going in the Discord, will be something similar to what we did last time, where you'll get a Google form, and you will be able to get a chance, just like March Madness, to select the winner of every single match that is about to be played.
The winner of that bracket challenge will get a prize. That prize is still being determined. But you will get a good prize for that, because to be the winner of the people in this bracket, it's going to be tough. I think there's going to be a good amount of people that actually do this bracket that aren't able to play in it. So I'm looking forward to see how those brackets turn out. If you get a perfect bracket, there will be a much, much bigger prize. I can't reveal that quite yet, but there will be a much bigger prize if you get a perfect bracket.
You won't even have to probably even dream up what it is ever going to have to be, because it ain't going to happen.
Stephen Pollock, $1 million. No. Yeah. Coming straight from Stephen Pollock himself, $1 million to the winner.
You heard it here first.
How many? That's 200,000 gift subs.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Can't wait to see it. You'll love to see it.
Do the top streamers even get that many people?
Doesn't matter. It does not matter. That's what he said. Brother Kills, a brand new car. We lost. We lost.
Shout the rooftop.
We lost Lex Strong.
Great. This is the bee's knees.
Lex had so much fun. We just lost him. He's gone.
It looks good.
So we'll get that out there in the Discord as well after stream. I think Lex is coming back. We'll see. But also the winner of the Invitational itself will be getting also a $50 Twitch gift card, courtesy of Whodad and N Bonds. They wanted to contribute to the tournament, and they are giving the winner $50 Twitch gift card. So that is up for play. And we also have one more gift, not gift, a prize. It's not gonna be a gift because you guys are gonna earn this. If you get out of this tournament as the winner, you have more than earned it. So the winner will also receive this beautiful trophy here. I'll see if I can get a little bit closer for you guys. As you can see right there, let's see if I can get the shine out there. Beaz Knees Match Play Invitational 3 champion wins this trophy here in all its glory. This will be sent to your house with love and compassion because you will have earned it. So you guys know what you're playing for now.
This is great. This is the bee's knees.
Mr. Benito's and Matafaka, thank you for those subs. Matafaka, thanks for gifting it to Bri. I really appreciate it. You guys don't have to do it. Thank you so much. But you guys, who doesn't want to win a trophy? You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to win it? Mrs. Killer Bees doesn't. But that doesn't matter. She's not playing. So I'll just hold this here so you guys can see it. But it's all up for grabs. Bipolar Bear and Jives. If you had to look at it, Jives, you may be a little impartial here because you're in this tournament, but if you had to look at it, what do you think is going to be the biggest story so far coming out of this tournament?
I think a lot of attention is going to be around Sloan and everyone who tries to take him out. I think he's definitely going to have a really deep run, but he's going to have the target on his back. He's going to be a newcomer to this, and I don't think anyone is going to want to pass up the opportunity to take down the best player in the world. Doesn't matter if it's the very first round or if it's in the final.
And I think I'm not going to predict any winners because last time I did that, I gave a beautiful, beautiful curse to Colbster on that. So, Colby, good news. I'm not picking any winners. But if you looked at all of those rankings all the way down through PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, you're still getting guys that are ranked in the 200s, 300s that are 6 or 7 seeds. And so I think that's going to be one of the great things to watch is even those mid-level guys that maybe you haven't heard of or they haven't been streaming long enough, you're going to get a chance to see some really, really good golf matches.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Pay attention and get into as many streams as you can get the first week because you're going to see so many good players pretty much the entire time. You can probably check in anytime from like 5 p.m. to nearly midnight every single day of the first 2 rounds. You're going to find someone who's really good playing against someone else who's really good.
Exactly. I'm going to go ahead and get extra sleep over the weekend and be prepared for the first week. It is a heavy load for the first week because of all the matches and the different write-ups and stuff that come with it, but we always look forward to it. And like you said, I can't wait to see the amount of people that are going to be showing up to these people's streams, watching these matches, and see who shines the brightest when the lights are bright on them. I mean, that's always a factor we don't talk about a lot, but there's more people that seem to show up to these matches that show up in the streams, and some people aren't prepared for it, aren't used to it, and it does change how you feel. It does bring the nerves, but the people that can persevere through that are the ones that are going to make it far in this tournament.
Yeah, it's been a light year of difference from the first 1 or 2 live matches that I had in this competition, and my mentality around the last one I had against Pollock. I knew that I needed to bring everything to have a chance to keep up with him. That's exactly what I went and did, and I did as much as I could. He outplayed me on the day, but I knew that I was there as I could be. It's a long way away from where I was, where I was having to grind for everything to like make sure that I didn't miss a 4-footer because my nerves were making me a little jumpier than before. There are going to be people who are going to rise to that occasion, and there are going to be others who are going to fall flat a little bit, and that won't mean they're worse players. It just means that they need to be on the stage more often to be able to compete here. Because, believe it or not, this is the biggest stage that pretty much anyone around here is getting right now.
And
we are at the top. We are going to have the most people around, and it's going to be the greatest golf you're going to see in a long time. Well, until the next one.
And those first couple putts, when you start pulling back, if you still have that vibration on and you're looking for it, that's the first time you start to realize that your thumb's not as steady as it normally is. and then you start to look over at chats, and you're like, whoa, there's a number I've never seen before. And it really just gets that competitive juice flowing that we all joke. It's a video game, but it's such a great feeling to see the support and get in that competitive atmosphere.
Absolutely. And that's a big testament to you guys out there in the chat that come out to all these different streams and support these guys that are playing these matches. It's amazing to see, just to have that atmosphere in those streams. I mean, we can have upwards of 100+ people watching these matches across both streams, and it's a pretty crazy thing to think about that we have that kind of community that comes out and supports like that. So as long as we keep doing that, this event is huge for the community because it's so much fun and builds so much hype around it. So if we can keep doing that, we'll keep this thing going.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, thank you to Lex was gone. Thank you to Bipolar Bear and Jives. Appreciate all your help, all your work here in the booth tonight and behind the scenes. It means a lot. Guys in the tournament, get ready. Starts on Monday at midnight. You can get started, play your matches at midnight of Sunday, which is Monday. Yeah. Okay. Either way, at 12 a.m. on Monday, you can start playing your matches, and we'll be looking for them. If you have any questions, let me know. Everything's going to be in the Discord. We're going to get all that updated after the stream tonight. Yeah. Also, I know a lot of you guys are talking already, trying to set your matches up. When you get those matches set up, please post that in the Discord so that we can update the bracket and have the times and the dates of when they're going to be played so that people can know to check the bracket and find these matches so we don't miss them. Good luck to everybody. I'm looking forward to it. I know you guys are too. And in the interim, let's go out and raid our man MLNO. Let's go out there and see him, show him some love, blow up his channel for a little while. I know he'll appreciate it. But thank you guys again. I will be back tomorrow night for some more golf action. And I'm looking forward to it, guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Later on, guys.